Lucky you guys.
The time has come. She's finally had enough. She's got a bag full of wet clothes, a towel, and some other stuff, and she's going. She's off. The land has broken us. She's off.
And the starter motor's gone on the car, so it's parked on the hill up there.
And the starter motor's gone on the car, that's why their car's on the hill. Yeah, I think that is it. That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Right,
Look at this river coming down.
I know. Oh God. So let's fill you in a bit. There was a big storm predicted, and we stuck it out in the bus for 2 nights. Was it? Obviously, we've been in it for like 2 years, but in the storm, and we had so many leaks. We had wet shoes. I cried a little bit.
Wilfred went to school with one wet shoe. And
our lovely friend who has had to go back to England said that we could use his house. So we did, and it was amazing. We had a real house with a real roof and a real toilet. But we've just come back to the land to see the damage, basically. It's still raining, and it's due to rain for the next...
like 3 weeks.
3 weeks, I think.
But this was a storm.
But this was a storm, and it was pretty chaotic. So, yes, we did have a little bit of luxury for a couple of nights. So yeah, we've just come back to see what's going on, really. So it's not too bad. You can see here the water rivers going through. The water track up there is flowing again, so that's amazing. Everything just looks a bit wet and miserable. Yeah, it was just such a treat to have a hot bath and dry clothes and just a break from the weather and the intenseness of living in a bus and a caravan with the 3 children. Obviously they have to get up and go to school every morning, so it's tough on them as well. So yeah, it really did make a massive difference. So yeah, it was lovely to get away for a bit, but now I feel like we've got a lot of clearing up to do after the wind and rain. So we've got an umbrella over, and the awning came down. Well, we took the awning down because the winds were really high. But everything doesn't look too bad, to be honest. Is it okay in there?
It's right in here, apart from I left the door open, or the door got blown open.
The door got blown open, oh dear.
It's a bit wet there, but that's all right. That'll dry.
Not too bad then.
No.
I want to go see the river.
Yes.
Because I can hear it roaring.
Yes.
Should we go check it out?
Yeah, let's get some wellies on.
Oh, let's go look at that water just flowing down. Oh, loads of stinging nettles though. Might make some stinging nettle soup. Look at that. That is crazy. So along here is the water channel that we cleared last spring. So it looks like we need to clear it again because that's what it's doing. It's overflowing here. It should be going along this bit here. So that's another job. I think Badger must have just cleared a path. That's why all those leaves were going so fast. Oh my gosh! Look at this! I'm honestly so thankful we had a house to stay in.
Yeah, right. I don't know how they should have been sleeping here. I'm sure it would have been alright, but...
What do you think, sausage? Mad to think this time last week it was like 35 degrees.
I know. And now we've got 5 new waterfalls.
Yeah. Wow, it really feels like winter has come so fast, considering it was so hot last week and everything, you know, the builders, they were saying how nice and dry it was to build. And now, look, we actually have proper waterfalls on our land. So there's actually an old pipe work down there, which I assume, oh there you go, look. Wow, wegga. Wegga? Mega. The old pipe work, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a big concrete tube running under the road. I think it's to try and stop it washing the bridge away. So everything that comes from this way gets sucked down the tube and sent back to the river. The dogs are not sure what to think of it. What's that, Pud? Well, it doesn't take much for that to get blocked.
Yeah, like all those sticks and stuff.
Yeah.
So it goes through where that little whirlwind bit was and then all the way down there, down to the river.
Look how much silt it's dragged down.
It's mad, isn't it?
This is bone dry, day before yesterday.
I think that's why there's so much water, because it's been so dry. It's not sucking in, is it?
Yeah, the top layer is super dry, so it's just running like
that.
100 mile an hour to the river. That's cool, because it almost looks like it should be there, that big rock.
Yeah.
You can see why they built the house at the other end.
Absolutely.
Like, there's just rivers and waterfalls and all sorts, and it's dry that end.
Yeah. We've still got a lot of trees to clear up from when Sam was here. The boys did a lot of it, most of it, but there's still quite a lot to get done, as you can see. Not looking too bad.
No?
But while we're on our wet weather kind of walk around, I guess, seeing what's been affected, we have had a few messages about the chicken house and why we haven't finished it and why we haven't got chickens yet. Because obviously the builders came back, so the house has taken main priority over the chicken house. Also, we are entering winter and we thought it's probably just quite a miserable time to get new hens and like settle them in. We're hoping to go away at Christmas for a few nights, so obviously we would need someone to look after them. So we thought we're going to wait till the spring when it's a bit warmer and a bit drier.
Get it all finished off, test it for the rain, make sure it's all solid, and then go from there.
Exactly. So this chicken house is on pause until the spring, I think.
Good idea. Yay!
Yay!
I'm so happy.
Badge is happy. I'm not so happy, but I think it's a sensible idea. So as you saw last week, the walls of the bathroom are almost finished. They just need to fill them in. They have also started over here on this front wall, filling in all the gaps here and leveling it off. So yeah, I think they've only got a few more days left. But they did come down a few days ago and they said it was just too wet. So again, we are on a pause, but that's totally understandable. It is pouring down with rain. So at the moment it is on pause again. hopefully they'll be back this week when the rain calms down a bit, and finish off the last bits of stonework. Actually, it's really good after all this rain to see where the water's travelling, isn't it?
A lot of it into that hole.
Currently, a lot into that hole, yes. So yes, a lot is going down the driveway into that hole that the digger has dug for the foundations of the kitchen. But fear not, they are putting drainage in and levelling everything out, so hopefully it won't be like that when we live in it.
It's quite good to see now that they've sort of cleared the land and it's just bare earth to where the water actually runs, because that gives us a really good idea for when we put the drainage in, or the sort of like half round runaways, to make sure that we put them in the right place and avoid it running straight into the house. So there's going to be a lot of them. So we need to direct it that way, and then I'm going to dig a tube, I think, that goes down under the forest and then feeds all the trees, because there's a lot, and it's basically just filling the house at the moment. Kayla's managing our flood defences at the moment as we've just come down, and it is pouring through there, through here, through there. But this has got blocked, so.
Luckily, I've got my wellies on.
Yeah, and I've got trainers and very wet feet.
Yeah. It's blowing.
Yay! It's only going to get stronger too.
I know. I love it when the water directs this way. You can hear it, can't you? So
Makes you
loud.
need a wee in the night.
Yeah, it does. Oh, that's good.
Well done.
There's a lot of leaves to clear, but
There is. Well, hopefully it should clear itself after it's been running for a little while.
it's so pretty though. I love that. And hopefully it will stop flooding the whole forest.
Yes,
which is
you've cleared it
a
out.
bonus. Yeah, good job.
Good job done.
So we have this very intense sausage dog who is obsessed with the cleaning pudding all the time, and she's fully here for it.
She gets her paws cleaned, her face cleaned, behind her ears. She just lays there and he just absolutely... She wakes up polished. He's so attentive.
We think it's because he's used to living in a house and he's very concerned about our dirty Labrador, off-grid Labrador. Oh, look at him.
His feet are dirty. God, he's just so dirty. How do you walk around with dirty feet?
What makes me laugh is she literally is absolutely sparko. Yay, a break in the rain! And our builders are back. Raining is boring.
Raining is boring. Stop raining. No, it's great. The rain is amazing for the land, the water, everything is amazing. It's harder to get going in the rain. Everything's slippy, everything's difficult. So they finished this wall behind me. So this is all done and dusted and down. They've started building our retaining wall across here. As you can see, they've levelled it all off, and they're going to make this a pathway, and they're going to put stones across and then lift all the dirt across until it's nice and level for parking through there. So they've done loads, and they finished the front wall. Go and have a look at the front wall where they've tapped all the little bits of granite in.
It's incredible.
It's so good.
I have to say, Badger, when I first saw the wall, I was a bit worried because it did look quite messy, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I had faith because some of the other walls I've seen, all the stones are this way, that way, that way, but they're like 2 foot thick.
Yeah.
So I'm not concerned. But now that they've levelled the top and they've put the slope in,
It looks so
good.
Cool. Wait.
I just love how higgledy-piggledy in different sizes and colours, like especially that stripy one over there on the left.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So cool. And now it looks like a solid square upright wall, whereas before it just looked like a jumble of stones.
Yeah.
Looks mega.
that's the thing I'm quickly realising, especially about the building with granite, because we've never seen it done before or obviously had anything built in granite. To begin with, it looks like it's all going to fall down and none of it's straight and wonky, but when they finish a wall, it looks amazing, and there's, you know, nothing that's going to move this house. So here you can see obviously the big gaps in the bathroom wall still, so they're still going to have to do that bit. That's quite a big gap actually.
It's like a window. I wonder actually how much the house weighs now. If we put all those stones onto the scale, how much actually it would weigh.
Do you reckon we could work it out if we counted all the stone?
You could do like an average weight, couldn't you?
Yeah. So, way back in January, was it January? February time last year, we had our road reconfigured. And while we did that, the neighbour asked for the digger man to pull down a few trees. I don't know if you remember, but he said we could have them in exchange for a bottle of wine and a sausage.
Somebody said we should take him the sausage dog, which I thought was really funny.
Yeah, we're not going to give you away, Mons, don't worry. Anyway, so these logs, trees here, are going to be the new timbers, hopefully, for the new kitchen extension. But we need to pull them down into the barn and start stripping them and making them into actual beams. So the plan is today, what are you doing there, Badger?
Well, the plan is to try and tie this round and then tow them into the barn so that they can start to dry. Then we can take the bark off and start making some posts.
Yeah,
See
some
what they're
beams.
Like. Some beams for the
house.
house.
Last two to move.
Last little tiddlers.
Little tiddlers. Logs are in the barn.
Logs are firmly in the barn.
Firmly in the barn.
And it's now absolutely tipping it down.
Sausage is very much enjoying all the activities, aren't you, Sausage?
Sausage is acting like he got them in the barn.
Oh, Hood, sorry. Hood's just cleaning herself. Yeah, look how proud he is.
I got these trees in the barn. The builder was just talking about how much it's raining, and there's been lots of occasions where the locals or people that I've been talking to, I've been like, oh, in English we say somebody who's good in the garden has green fingers, and I've tried my best Portuguese and they look at me like, I've got green fingers? And then he just...
Our neighbour Donna Amelia, she looked at us and was like, what?
I was like, oh, I mean, like, anyway, sorry.
Like, you're amazing at growing vegetables.
You're amazing at growing vegetables, not that you have green fingers. Like, she just didn't get it, which is fair enough. And then I just said to the builder then, oh, in English we say that it's raining like cats and dogs. And he was like, no. And I think he meant that there's no cats and dogs around. Like other cats and dogs. Oh, God. I don't know why I say it.
this wall is giving, I forgot the name of what it was. This wall is giving me life. These are all the old stones that we've got around the land and that they took down for the old bathroom. And they're reusing it as this retaining wall for the parking up there. And that will be at the back of the house. Right, let's see how it's looking. Oh, badger. Looking a bit scary over there in the corner. Wow, I love it.
It's really cool.
Does look really cool. Awesome.
I love it. It's just going to keep the house breathing.
Yeah,
Keep all
amazing.
this away from the house. And hopefully, if we put a lean-to across this bit, might be able to, or even if we did it to there and then change the pitch onto here, we've got a nice dry space here. If we can see all this,
Yeah.
stop water getting down there, and then do our drainage as the water runs down the land before it gets there, then this should stay pretty dry.
Yeah. And this would be like log storage and
Yeah.
little porch.
It'd be nice to get this parallel off.
It would, wouldn't it? And then they're going to do some steps here where they've been digging out. So that'll be steps up to there, to the parking. I think this is going to be a really handy kind of area, won't it? For
Yeah,
wood
definitely.
and
Yeah.
storage and even the boiler room maybe. The solar
Yeah, so I
room.
was just thinking here somewhere on the back of the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
And then we have our door here, which will go into the house. Through here.
We've had most of this done today, I think.
So, it's still raining, which is going to rain for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Anyway, Badger has just made these triangles out of pallets, and we're going to try and lift these logs up there so we can start stripping them.
Alright.
Let's do it.
Ready?
I bet you're glad you built a barn now.
Yeah, so we can work in the rain. No excuses.
Good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great. We took... So as we've dragged these trees from the top of the land, as you saw on the back of the 4x4 into the barn, they've got bits of grit and mud and granite and stuff like that on them. So I'm just brushing it off as much as I can before I use the chainsaw to cut all the little branches off, because otherwise you get little stones that will blunt the blade and the little hatchet, etc. But the plan for this is going to be the horizontal beam in the house. So we're going to try and make that A-frame truss. So we'll have a horizontal, 245s, and then maybe 245s the other way to match the one that we had in the old bit of the house, which I think, given all the comments, we're probably going to take down.
Yeah, thank you so much for everyone's advice.
Yeah, it's just so hard to tell because we really wanted to keep it.
I know, we were trying to kid ourselves, weren't we?
Yeah, so there was like trying to find the one Google search that said, no, it'd be fine, and not really coming across it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the plan. And so the plan is to take all the bark off, then we're going to clean it up and grind it down like we did with the TP poles until we're back to the bare wood, and then get it right, cut to length, and then treat it all, and then try and lift it onto the house, and then make all the other 45s and king poles and everything else that goes with it.
Exciting.
But yeah, it's called something like hewing, I think. I might have just made that up, so I'm going to Google that. But I think doing this with the axe is called hewing.
Okay.
old-fashioned.
Well, let's see.
See these notches where I'm hitting into it and taking the bark off?
Yeah.
That's the marks that are in the old one. I think that's how they did it, is just to keep chipping it off. And then they'd make little marks like that as they were going. It's mega. It's so mega.
So all the stones and rocks are recycled from the land. They have been on different terraces, around the back where the old room has been knocked down and built up into the bathroom. So all these stones, they haven't had to buy any of them.
No, they've all come from under. One of them was from under the bathroom where they dug it out.
I think it was that massive one.
Yeah, it's that massive one at the bottom.
But yeah, I think it really feels like it's finished this area off.
Yeah, and it's given us a nice level parking above.
So we'll drive down the drive there, park up here, we'll have steps down here.
Yeah.
And then into the kitchen.
Perfect.
Yeah, and
it's going to be
we'll
mega.
have, like, log storage and all that kind of stuff. Is the plan.
Yeah. And it's also given us a bit of a barrier against any water flowing towards the back of the house, so we can now do a channel further back into the garden and then down into the forest,
which is
a much better idea than it flowing into the back of the kitchen.
Yeah. There you go.
And the dogs are loving it, aren't you? Oh, jealous sausage.
Jealous sausage.
Jealous sausage.
Saying that some days it feels like we haven't got anything done, which some days we don't get anything done, and then other days it feels like we've got a whole new parking area, basically a house.
Basically stuff we haven't done. Progress happens when somebody else is here.
That's very true. No, we've got a lot done today.
No, we have got a lot done. It also feels like we're never on the same video. It's always you filming me or me filming you.
Yeah.
So it's unusual to see both of our faces.
Lucky you guys. No, I think we're just both feeling very chuffed, aren't we?
Yeah, it's starting to feel like a home is coming very soon.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh my gosh!
What a week!
What a week! A very soggy start to the week. Now, for 1 hour, the sun has come out.
1 hour this week. That's all we've had.
No, I think we've had a bit more. Pudding!
Pudding, don't ruin our new wall.
Look at our fancy new wall though. We are
So glorious.
so chuffed with it. And also starting the A-frame of the house. It just feels so incredible to start such massive projects.
Oh, and I asked him to do one more thing.
What?
I asked him to put some gate posts up.
Yes.
Whether they will
true.
come soon or not, I don't know. But I've asked him to put those up because our gates are so heavy that we need great big bits of granite to hold them up.
Yeah, and I think that would look really smart actually as well.
I do too.
So we'll be back next week, of course, like every week.
With a bang.
With a bang. We are going to carry on stripping the oak and treating it and sanding it and giving it some tender loving care.
And hopefully the builders will be completely finished, which means we can start on the extension.
Yeah.
And the roof.
So we'll see you next week.
on the
But
rain.
please do not forget to subscribe and like, and we love hearing from you. So please leave us a comment, and hit
That
the bell. See you next week. Ciao.
Ciao.